Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Prince Magnum channel where hot rodding and romance do coexist. I'm your host, Prince Magnum. Welcome to my first live stream in a long time. Been a long time since we went live like this. It was just me, a camera, and all of you in the Maverick Nation joining me, and we're just going to talk briefly about some changes and some rearranging that we're going to be doing here on the Prince Magnum channel to kind of get everybody caught up to speed. First things first, out of the gate, I've been working diligently on, some of the, some new content for all of you. We're talking content that about Project Spirit. For those who do not know, Project Spirit's my 1975 Ford Maverick four-door sedan, and as of November of 2019, that car turned 45 years old. The original engine is still there after all this amount of time. It still runs pretty solid. You guys have seen enough video clips of her, sliding around corners and doing, cool stuff like that. So that should not be a surprise that we're going to take a good close look at what Project Spirit's like today, versus what she was back then. Again, I'm working on a lot of new stuff with that. All right, so along with that, we're going to be adding in some kind of new intro stuff. For the longest time, like 2 years now, I've got this this one clip that I got up in Fredericktown, where Spirit's coming around a corner, and then of course when she's driving off, going around the same corner. That was done up in Fredericktown, Missouri, and I've decided that the best thing that I could do there is to get a new one. I want a new clip, so we're looking at that. We've got some new art that's going to be going up at the end of the videos, that says "We Are the Maverick Nation," brand new art. Princess Faye worked those details out herself. So we're going to see changes like that in the actual production of the videos. Along with that, because the Prince Magnum channel is so doggone close to hitting that 1,000 sub marker, I mean, we are a stone's throw away. We had to put a lot of stuff on hold when things changed and that sort of thing. But we're so close right now to that 1,000 sub marker that if you don't know what's going on, I'm kind of keeping an eye on chat and everything else at the same time while trying to talk to you all. We're looking at here in the near future what will probably be happening. Hang on, where was I? With the production. I've been given shout outs and that sort of thing regularly throughout the course of the last year, if you will. There's been a lot of people that I've been shouting out regularly, and that will stay the same. But there's been an issue where certain ones of those individuals are not kind of returning the favor. So I'm going to have to kind of start taking a look at it. There's certain ones that they're going to be up there kind of now until the end of time because of the fact that, they help me get to where I'm at right now. So they're kind of, until they're no longer working on YouTube or anything like that, those folks will continually getting shout outs. But there's certain ones that have kind of not been returning the favor. So because they're not returning the favor, they don't get the shout outs. So I kind of got to change that a little bit. It's kind of like if I'm putting you over, you got to, return the favor. And some of them just haven't been doing that. So that's going to be something that's got to change. And unfortunately, I know it's going to kind of hurt some people, and I hope it doesn't, upset a whole lot of people. And I don't want to be like that, but it's one of those things, hey, I'm looking out for you. You got to look out for me, sort of thing. Let's see. One of the last videos that we did, we talked about the fact that the Prince Magnum channel is the first YouTube channel in the world, to our knowledge, at this moment, that is doing both custom cars and romance as its main platform. We're the first in the world, to my knowledge, and that's exciting stuff. For those, I've had, Princess Faye was the one who pointed it out. I was just making videos, and she pointed it out. And my old partner, Jam and John, Mr. Sketchgars of Sketch Squad TV, him and I talked about it. We talked about it at great length. He's like, dude, it's time you go ahead and claim that title. It's all yours, man. He said, I've looked. He said, you're the only one. He said, and I've been all over looking. He said, I don't think anybody else is doing it. He said, so you're the first. So because I'm the first, I'm going to go ahead and claim it. Now, if someone out there in the YouTube community knows of someone who's been doing it longer than me, and as the making of this video, over 4 years, we've been the only YouTube channel doing both custom cars and romance together as its main platform. Of course, we do other stuff, besides that. Hey, what's going on, Game Lover? Thank you for the like. Thank you so much. Big shout out to Game Lover. Real quick, as people start kind of continue to file in for this stream, kind of a heads up. We are going to be looking at. I'm thinking maybe a couple of times a month. We're going to start doing networking streams. Now, when I go to do a networking stream in this particular case, basically, you guys will do your part and network and do your thing, and everyone will get to know each other and that sort of thing. And once I end that stream, of course, I'll immediately take it down and kind of cover up because, if YouTube doesn't like networking streams all that much, so we'll have to clear away the evidence of that. But we are looking at adding networking streams to the Prince Magnum channel at least a couple of times a month. And if it goes well enough, we might up it to, once a week, maybe twice if it's big enough. But for the most part, we're just going to we're going to give it a try. We're going to give it a try, see what happens. If it helps anybody boost their channel, wonderful. And at the same time, if it helps boost me as well, then that's come on here. So that's, kind of the big thing right there. Again, if you're just coming in, just starting to watch what's going on, we're adding, we're doing kind of a walk around of my old car, Project Spirit, my 1975 Ford Maverick 4-door sedan. Original engine is still there, all original miles. Engine's never been rebuilt. Still solid as a rock. And of course, there's tons and tons and tons of video where Project Spirit's taken me around a corner sideways. Maybe one day in the near future, we might, we might get back to doing live retro game streams like we were doing earlier last year. But right now, I'll be honest with you. I mean, it was fun. It was exciting. But I'll be honest with you. I'm a gearhead, and I'm a man of romance first, and that will always be the main platform here on the Prince Magnum channel. Hey, what's going on, Gotans? Oh man, it's good to see you. Good to see a lot. Again, if you're just coming in, you see somebody you don't know, be sure to network. Okay, get to know one another. Again, this is just an update stream. We're not going to stay live for super long. Again, the big news right now is Project Spirit turning 45 as of this past November. So we're going to be looking at, again, doing kind of a complete walk around of Project Spirit. And of course, my actual editing computer, which is all the way in the office way back there, is just throwing me a huge fit. It just does not like the footage that I'm trying to feed through the editor right now, and it's just a nightmare. So that's one of the things kind of going on with that. But basically, as I'm telling you all this, videos are being edited on a complete walk around of Project Spirit. Of course, we just did one on the most asked questions about Project Spirit and that sort of thing. I am also getting ready to begin production on a kind of a mini series for the romance side of the channel. And this mini series is to kind of just getting ready for for Valentine's Day and that sort of thing. If you're not thinking about Valentine's Day right now, you're making a big mistake. I'm already thinking about it. Shoot, I was thinking about it last month. And I get a double whammy because Valentine's Day we know is February 14th. Well, the following day is Princess Faye's birthday, so I get a double whammy. So it sucks to be me, but that's just kind of how it is. On top of that, the following day, February 16th, is my second daughter's birthday. So it's like, bam, 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 bam. It's like, son of a bitch. Anyhow, can I say son of a bitch line? Fuck it. Anyhow, so that's some of the things kind of going on with the Prince Magnum channel. Mostly right now, what you guys are going to be seeing is footage that I've just kind of been stockpiling. That's going to be a lot of the bulk of the videos that are going to be coming out for the next couple of months. We're going to start winding down on In Your Face. In Your Face was initially designed to kind of start because there's been kind of this whole stigma about millennials and things like that. My wife's a millennial. I'm a Generation Xer, which might explain why the Prince Magnum channel is run like a business. Anyhow, that being said, let me say right now, I initially designed In Your Face to kind of help millennials learn some things that they were just not being taught. And we're going to start winding that series down because I got drug into alternate media. And the big one was whenever I basically showed an entire police department couldn't do their job. For the record, I never wanted to have to go that route with In Your Face. I just wanted to make my videos about cars and, raise my family and that sort of thing. But, when you got a corrupt state government like you have here in Missouri, and Missouri is, to my knowledge, the only state in the United States that is a communist state. I mean, they totally did. A lot of what you'll see in Missouri is a complete disregard to the U.S. Constitution. They do whatever they want. So because of that, I got drug into alternate media, and that's what In Your Face ended up being. I don't want to have anything to do with that anymore. I don't want to deal with alternate media. The closest I want to get to alternate media is just exposing the fact that we had fuel economy in the 1970s, but they took it away from us when they started putting fuel injection in cars. They completely took that away. And of course, there's other stories that go along with that. We're going to touch base on those. Again, I'm thinking by November of 2020, In Your Face will be going away completely. I'm really tired of alternate media. I'm 40 years old, and I'll be absolutely honest with you. I don't mind, doing it, but it's one of those things I'm just tired of having to deal with it to the degree that I have been. I just don't want to do it anymore. So I think a lot of you can kind of understand that. Again, the Prince Magnum channel is getting close to that 1,000 subscriber marker right now. And, again, for all of you out there, whether you're watching the playback or you're watching this live right now, thank you guys so much for getting me this far. But we got a little bit further to go. We've got to, as I teasingly said earlier, the Prince Magnum channel is run like a business. And for those that don't know, again, Generation Xers, we are known for our business, for our business savvy. And for those that are not in the know, most businesses, when they start out, if you will, in the red, if you will. They start off where they're always in the hole for at least the first 5 years. Sometimes it gets a little bit better, sometimes not so much. In the case of the Prince Magnum channel, we are entering that 5-year marker where, I was making video, the Prince Magnum channel existed before we began our big push, but it was kind of that whole thing. It was like, whatever, So, when we got Project Spirit in October of what, 2016, last week of October. No, it was first week of November. When we got Project Spirit, to me that has always been, when Project Spirit was brought to the channel, that was the real beginning of the Prince Magnum channel. We've been going strong for a little over 4 years. Hey, Alley Cats! Real quick, if you guys have not checked out Alley Cats, Alley Cat's an amazing gal, wonderful personality. Be sure to check her out. She's an amazing gal. I miss her Spyro Sundays. Wow. All right. Wonderful people dropping in today. That's amazing. Again, so we're now entering that 4-year marker where we're just getting over the top, we're just getting over the top of the 4-year marker. And now we're at that stage where the Prince Magnum channel needs to kind of start paying. If it's not paying for itself, then I'm still sinking money into it, money that I could be putting back into the home. So to me, that's not, so if we don't reach, if we're not fully monetized and the Teespring store is just not working out, which, by the way, we got a Teespring store. We just don't have anything up on it yet, so there's not even going to be any reason for me to post a link yet. And if the Patreon account isn't doing anything, hey, what's going on, Charlie? Basically, if these things are not, if the Prince Magnum channel is not supporting itself, I'll have to scale back on the videos and might even have to take up a second job because, economics, despite the fact that the economy is doing good, I'm not, okay, as far as money goes. So we got to look at it as, basically it's that thing. We got to meet our goal. So that's kind of the big stuff kind of going on right now. The Prince Magnum channel is in that whole process where we're getting close, but we're not close enough yet. I think last I looked here, hang on a second, 925 right now is what the counter actually says. That's 75 to go to hit the 1,000. We can, of course, then put up Super Chat and all sorts of crazy stuff like that. It's going to be awesome. Again, for those that do not know, we had to post, last year we were looking at doing a top speed run, kind of recapturing some of my youth, my 20s and, my mid-20s and, late teens, and we had to put that run on hold. Did a whole series on it. We will be revisiting that, and we're shooting for now the kind of the last week in February where I will do that run. Mostly right now, Project Spirit's ready. She's ready. I've got no qualms with the fact I believe that she could easily break my old record, which was 55 miles an hour from one end to the other. And I've got tons of video on that. Just check it out. The videos, the series called the Icon, the Legend, the Record, and there's like 5 videos up. But we're not going to revisit that until I do that run. When that video goes up, it's done. And I know there's a particular gentleman out. He may not be on right now, to see this. So I'll definitely. I keep talking about him. My buddy 3rd Gen 83. He really does not want me to take Project Spirit on a top end run to break that record. We're shooting for 60 miles an hour. He really doesn't want me to do it, and I can't say as I blame him. Project. Not only am I irreplaceable if something happens, but they don't make Mavericks anymore. It's not like they're growing on trees anymore. Again, if you guys have not checked each other out, it's still a fairly small stream yet. If y'all haven't checked each other out, started networking and that sort of thing, now'd be a great time because we are going to, again, I'm going to say it, we're looking at least a couple of times a month. We're going to do some networking streams, to kind of help out, especially the smaller channels. And when I say smaller channels, we're talking, like I was, where I was, at the beginning of 2019, the Prince Magnum channel was at just barely over 300. When I met my partner, Mr. Sketch Scars of Sketch Squad TV, I was sitting at for like 2 months I was sitting at 325. He introduced me to a few people, and it exploded from there. Now, again, the Prince Magnum channel is sitting at 925 as of this stream. That's impressive, guys. That is impressive. Thank you, the person stupid ATM. Thank you for the like. I appreciate that. Be sure to shout me out to everybody you know right now. Again, we are on the road to 1,000, and of course, we're like a lot of us here on YouTube will say to each other, everybody should be getting paid. Okay, if you're good at it, don't do it for free. Okay, how many times I gotta say that? You know, and I've said that a million times in other live streams before. Also, along with that, again, you know, people that are shouting me out I'm going to start enforcing my, you know, more and more, there are going to be more people that are going to be getting shout outs that are shouting me out in their videos. Basically, if you're in the middle of a live stream or you put in a recorded video, make sure I know, get it back to me. And I'm going to start putting that stuff in my videos. There are certain people that help me get to this point, and because they helped me get to this point, their shout outs are permanent. Like again, for those that do not know, Alley Cat actually has brought in a good number of people to the Prince Magnum channel, introduced me to a few of her people, and have brought them over. And so now, not only are they getting the whole video game aspect that YouTube has to offer, but they're also getting now, again, the Prince Magnum channel is the first channel on YouTube in the world, to our knowledge, right now, that is doing both custom cars and romance as its main platform. We're the first. Okay, and I've been doing it for over 4 years, which that's funny, you know, and here I am just making videos, and Princess Faye says, you know, I don't think you even noticed this. You're the first. I'm like, what? We were saying, what? She had to, you know, completely explain it. Okay. Also, if you're in the chat right now, you've got any questions about Project Spirit or about some of the romance stuff that's coming up, by all means, please ask those questions. If you got any questions about some of the other series, now, for those who do not know, again, In Your Face is going away. That it got drug into alternate media, and I'm sick and tired of alternate media. I don't mind viewing it. I'm just getting tired of reporting it. Okay, it's old. I'm getting too old for that stuff. Let's focus on, you know, stuff that makes me feel young. Okay, I'm 40 years old. Dang it. All right, so we've covered that. Okay. We're probably going to have to start winding down on a look into our past. It's just not taking the hits like it once was. I did a couple of videos, and it seems like some people enjoyed when I started adding urban legends. I've got some stuff that I'll be adding on, but for the most part, that series is going to be slowly winding down by the end of this year as well. Let's see. What other series? Off the Chain. We're gonna. I've got some Legend of Zelda stuff that I'll be throwing up there. And spoiler alert. I'm going to be working. I've been working on it. I've just got to finish. You know, like part freaking 5 on this thing. I'm doing a walkthrough of the original Legend of Zelda for the NES from 1986. We're talking almost like your own personal strategy guide. What you're gonna kind of see, and you know the places. You know, you'll also see my mistakes in that because despite how many times I beat that game, I still forget where stuff is. Okay, I'm old. What do you expect? I suffer from that sometimes, and you know, sometimes I remember, sometimes I don't. You know, it's just kind of how it is. Along with that, when I do live streams, I know in the past a lot of people have got on to me about my smoking. With the new law that's in place, and, you know, I'm 40 years old, so it really doesn't affect me. But for those that are not up to speed, there's a new law that if you're, you know, under the age of 21 anywhere in the country, you cannot buy cigarettes. So in support of those smokers that kind of got, you know, that are that were 18 and old, between 18 and 18 and 20, who kind of got screwed on that deal. I will no longer be smoking in live streams. Because I don't want to rub that in their face. Okay, that's not really fair. So I will no longer be smoking in live streams, and I'm going to start cutting back on smoking in my actual recorded videos. For the longest time, a lot of people who have known me, I've always got a cigarette in my hand. Well, little cigars. I get these cigars that are like cigarettes. They're ridiculously cheap, but I will no longer be doing that on camera as a kind of my way of not rubbing it in their faces. I don't feel that's right, and to put it as politely as I can, I'm an asshole. I'm just not a fucking asshole. Excuse the language for the ladies in the chat, but you guys get what I'm saying right there. I'm not gonna be that kind of person. Again, we're going to be moving outside of just cooking on Surviving Romance. Of course, we're going to keep the cooking in there. Y'all love that stuff. So we're going to keep that in there. We're also, and y'all are going to think this is funny. I did I did one video called Keeping It Spicy. And then it got turned into a mini series on Surviving Romance. And I did, 3 videos? And there's probably going to be a 4th one coming out. And, let me say right now, I never wanted to get caught up doing videos on sex. The human race is just something else. I mean, we're the only species in the world that has to complicate something so doggone simple. But that's just kind of how it is. And I kind of got caught up in doing videos, how to keep it interesting in the come on, we're all adults, and use your imagination. Do y'all need it? So there's probably going to be one more video kind of bringing that to a close. And don't get me wrong. I mean, I appreciate the views on that. Hi, honey. For those who do not know, Fei Rue, who's got the nice little wrench next to her, that is my lovely wife dropping in to say hi to everyone. She has a channel of her own and doesn't put a whole lot up, but occasionally the occasional cat video, and occasionally she might record something. And I think she's even went live a couple of times and streamed a few video games. But currently, it's not really, her thing. She doesn't get all excited. But if you're not checked out my wife's channel, actually, there used to be some old videos that we had done, and I've still got them, and I keep threatening I'm going to, kind of put those videos up from that she took down from her channel. I still got the copies where the very first time I ever did a crossover was on my wife's channel, Fei Rue's channel. So it was the first time. And when I listened to myself in the first couple of videos, I realized that I was really kind of a jackass towards my wife, and it made me reevaluate myself as a husband. So we're going to actually kind of, cover, what I was kind of like before we hit that 1 year, wedding anniversary marker, because, I was at that time I wasn't, I was still kind of getting my bearings as a husband. I'm not saying I'm perfect by any stretch of the imagination. Alley Cat, it wouldn't have been a stream without you. I'm glad you were able to stop in. Again, for those that have not gotten to know Alley Cat, wonderful, wonderful YouTube personality. Why she doesn't have 1 million subs, I do not know. Okay, that's just one that blows my mind. Alley Cat, thank you so much for being here, sweetheart. Just couldn't say enough good about you. I could say 1 million things, and it just wouldn't cover it, because you're just such a wonderful person. Thank you so much for being here. And of course, it wouldn't be a live stream without my wife nearby, keeping an eye on me. You better behave yourself. No, actually, I got a wonderful wife who real quick. And you guys are going to start hearing this a little bit more. I don't know why I never really actually just came out and said it. But Project Spirit, for those that enjoy Project Spirit, let me say right now, Project Spirit, Princess Faye bought Project Spirit for me. And yes, I just said that live, okay? Princess Faye bought me my classic car. So if any of you ladies out there ever wonder, Prince Magnum, does Princess Faye ever do anything sweet for you? Yeah, she does. She bought me one of the coolest cars you could ever ask for. So, I mean, what do you say to that? I mean, again, wonderful wife, wonderful wife. Okay, so again, that's a lot of changes going on with the Prince Magnum channel. Again, we have our own Teespring store. We here in the next few months, we're probably going to be a little bit more proactive with the Extra Life, the Maverick Nation Extra Life organization. I want to try to make sure enough under us before we do so. So we are, I guess you could say, we are moving up. We're getting that big build. We are looking at doing networking streams a couple of times a month, and of course we'll have to clean up our, we'll have to kind of sweep the doorstep and everything after that. So we got a lot of stuff going on the Prince Magnum channel. We've got to, again, the Prince Magnum channel has to start making money before November of this year, because if not, I'll have to start scaling back and maybe have to look at a second job. It's one of those things, I think y'all can kind of understand, because a lot of stuff that goes in, the Prince Magnum channel can be a money pit if you're not careful, so it's just one of those things. That's kind of where we're at on everything. So again, if any of y'all got any questions, now would be the time to drop it. If not, we're going to start kind of winding this down, bringing this to a close. Again, thank you everybody who came in, dropped a like, and that sort of thing. You guys are amazing. Again, I can't say enough good about every last one of you. Again, oh, hey, it's Gamer and BRFC. That's hard to say, brother. Oh, man, it's good to see another someone from the Maverick Nation in to say a big hello. Hang on a second. I've been meaning to do this for a minute. Every time you come in, Gamer, you're always such a big help. So, again, we are going to be, all right, Gamer, be sure, if you say something, you're going to see a slight change in things. I just gave you moderator, so you're part of my Blue Wrench squad, because, again, we are looking at doing, kind of a couple of times a month, we're going to start looking at doing some networking streams, and we're going to try to throw in some comedy with it. We're going to have a lot of fun. And that means I'm going to need some people to watch my back so I can be the personality that I'm supposed to be. So, Gamer, you are now a moderator. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And while I'm at it, I'm pretty sure Gotans is still in here. I'm going to go ahead and add Gotans as a moderator as well. Fantastic. Fantastic. Again, if you're seeing people here in chat, people bouncing in, you don't know them, but you click on their name, you find out they got a channel, start networking right now, okay? Be sure that you are networking because, again, I'm going to say it, if you have a YouTube channel, you should be getting paid, okay? That's just kind of how it is. And I guess you could say I'm still kind of pissed off about the adpocalypse. And every time you turn around, they keep adding more on to it. Motherfuckers. Anyhow. I need to start watching my language a little bit more here. I've been kind of foul-mouthed lately. Ladies could be watching right now. Anyhow. All right. Again, we covered a look into our past. Again, I've got a few more videos I'm going to kind of touch base on with that. I've got some urban legends to throw in with that one. But that one's probably going to start winding down by the end of the year. Unless all of a sudden I do the right video and people just go berserk on watching it. The main focus is going to be back on doing videos about hot rodding and romance. That's going to be the main focus of the Prince Magnum channel, getting back to what we have done so doggone well this entire time. Again, the Prince Magnum channel is the first channel on YouTube. And if I was on Twitter, we would be the first on Twitter. For that matter, to my knowledge, the Prince Magnum channel is the only channel doing both custom cars and romance in the world. That's deep, man. That's deep. Okay, we're the first. So because of that, again, we're going to focus on that. We're going to ride that wave, being the first. Which, ironically enough, I don't know why no one else has done it. Real quick while I'm thinking about it, okay? And I made this joke before. Now I'm just going to go ahead and come out and say it live, okay? Custom cars and romance have always went together. They've gone together like death and taxes, peanut butter and jelly, nuts and bolts, okay? The two have always went together. And let me explain. This has been a joke for probably the last 3 months that I've been